Welcome to Florida's Fittest. I'm your host, Mark 2.
Mark 1.
And
this is D-Rock, and whatever you want to call me, or Steelers.
Seafood Danielson.
So we're going to talk about sleep.
Yeah.
Which I suck at.
Yeah. For like just generally, like I would say 6 to 8 hours of sleep is optimal for most people.
Yeah.
But like as terms of like tips on how to sleep, like you want to have like a dark room. Like those blackout curtains are a must. I feel like is a must in every room, no matter where. If your room's facing the sun, or if your room's facing away from the sun, as long as your room is dark, you're gonna get good quality sleep, and as long as your room is cold too. So if you have a fan, or if you could turn the AC down, like that's you sleep with minimal clothing, like that's like probably the best quality sleep you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I think most people can agree with that too. Yeah. Anytime it's really cold, especially. Like you find that one spot and you honestly fall asleep, like, and you don't move from that one warm spot, because you know as soon as you like a piece of the blanket, whatever, just happens to lift up, and that air of that cold air comes in there, you're like, oh, and then you're waking up, you know. So and not having to wake up in between your movement.
Yeah, not having interrupted sleep.
Interrupt sleep, like maybe going to the bathroom at night or anything like that. So,
So as far as the whole so far the main points have been like appropriate amounts of sleep. So when talking about the appropriate amount of sleep, really what it is I believe you're supposed to go through so many REM cycles in any given period of sleep.
They go in like 30-minute cycles.
Yeah, so I think it's like 4 REM. You go through 4 complete REM cycles, 3 or 4 complete REM cycles, and that's supposed to be what's appropriate. The general advice people give is like 7 to 8 hours, but that you also have to take into account the 30 minutes to an hour that it gets you to actual sleep. Doesn't really count. It's on both ends of the sleep cycle. So when you first get into bed and when you get out, those periods actually do not count to your actual sleep. So it's maybe closer to 8 to 10. But a point that Dan brought up is not all of us necessarily have the opportunity to do that. So don't let your circumstances limit you from actually attempting to get the best rest that you can, because you might have work, you might work overnights. Any number of circumstances may keep you from actually achieving that high mark. So don't let that high mark be a cause for you to lead into failure.
Yeah. And speaking of somebody who works overnights, like I have to sleep during the daytime, and it's hard to sleep during the daytime because your circadian rhythm is completely off. So what I found is like I have to wear sunglasses on my way home to limit the light exposure, the sunlight exposure, because the sunlight makes you naturally want to stay up.
It tells your body that it's time.
I have blue light glasses that I wear at night, or like when I'm winding down. So I'm limiting the blue light emission into my eyes, because that will keep you up at night. And I also, or during the daytime for me at least, and I also have I also take a valerian root tea that literally knocks me out in like 5 minutes. It makes me fall asleep. So it's extra, the sleep time, extra strength, plus the valerian root tea, and I'm out like a light, and I won't wake up for at least 6 hours.
What I found that helped me, because I worked nights for 12 years, consistent. And so what helped me most of the time is being consistent with my sleep cycle. I would do that. So 6 a.m. when you get off. And with daylight savings and stuff like that, some of those months you're going home in the dark, and some of those months you're going up with the sun creeping up and blaring in your eyes. So I would do that too. I would try to minimize as I was driving home. I would wear sunglasses. I would put my what do you call them?
The visors down. Yeah.
Just to try to keep my car as dark as I can until I got to my house. And what helped me a lot was definitely having the blackout curtains. I had 2 of them, and being consistent. Like I fell asleep by 7 o'clock. I had to be in bed, ready to go. So I was showered, cold. I have a fan noise on, because to me a small sound kind of eliminates all the other sounds during the day that you would hear. Because to me, if my room was too quiet and I didn't have nothing on, I'm going to hear something. Either the lawnmower is going off from the neighbors, or from the guys outside, the landscape, whoever, the cars are driving by. That's people are up during the day, so you gotta try to
minimize those distractions.
You
Those
gotta find out what works for you, and then what helps you not wake up. You gotta have uninterrupted sleep for sure when you work those hours, and you gotta be consistent. You can't live a day shift life if you're gonna work a night shift schedule.
And that's something that some of us, I mean, obviously you have some errands and things that you need to take care of, offices for things you're going to be open during the days. It's going to be hard to do that, but as best as you can, what these two gentlemen have been saying is to try and lock in your sleep hygiene as best as
you can't have too many pots on the burner right now. So
because that's just the circumstances that you're living as you're living this life, and it's not the most humanly optimal, but if that's the best that you can do given your current life circumstances and the kind of work that you're doing, then make the most of it, and definitely work on your sleep hygiene. Get the blackout curtains, get the temperature down, do all the things necessary to make it work out for you. Get the I like what you said about the noise, because I do have a fan, because I noticed that if it is too quiet, anything that goes beyond that baseline of quiet wakes me up.
listen, if you don't sleep with the fan, you're not normal. So
Yeah, I usually have that fan blasting into me anyway, so it's like the house is already set at like 65, 66, and I got a fan blowing on me, so it gets even colder.
yeah.
And yeah, this is all stuff that you can look into. Just again, take into consideration
That blend of that sleepy time tea, some hibiscus, and that valerian root.
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
Oh, dude, that valerian root. It makes sometimes I get like some really trippy dreams with nothing like melatonin. Yeah, melatonin gives me nightmares, and I can't sleep with that.
So I gotta do the valerian root. I usually do what's called holy hibiscus, holy basil.
Yeah.
Or it's called Tulsi, that's another name for it, and I do the hibiscus also to get me to relax. A little bit of chamomile, but
Valerian root make it drool too.
Well, no, see, what helped me too, because at midnight I used to tell myself, don't drink any caffeine after midnight.
Yeah,
I had 6 more hours.
yeah.
So a caffeine intake too. So anything that's
Well, you work on the nights, you drink water, just pound that water.
It's probably hard because most people on midnights, they drink coffee like it's going out of style.
so
Yeah, they pound caffeine like it's like the next
drinking caffeine during the day when you're going to be up, when you're actually going to be up for hours, and if you know you're going to go to sleep, and it tells you a lot of the stuff tells you don't take it, if you're going to be in bed in the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. You just find your sleep hygiene. Make sure you pay attention to all that. And make sure you pay attention to your schedule. And really focus on it as best as you can. And that should be that. You'll be more recovered, better rested, and more capable human being.
Get your sleep. That's all I gotta say. Get your
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
So once again, this has been Florida's Fittest. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you like this content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, click the thumbs up button twice. If you have any thoughts, questions, suggestions, by all means drop that in the comment section, or you can reach out to us directly. Shoot us a DM also if you want to find us on Instagram at Florida's Fittest. And if you like this content and you want to see more of it, you want to learn more about diet or fitness or nutrition or any of those things related to that, we want to leave a legacy of information that helps you to better your own life. So go ahead and subscribe. As always, I'm Mark 2.
Mark 1.
and this is Dan, D-Rod, and Seafood.
Seafood Danielson.
Danielson.
Yeah.
And this is Florida's Fittest.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.